Hi, my name is Jasper Stone, and I'm with Southwestern's Guitar Tutorials. Today we're going to be looking at Carcassi's No. 3. First, we will be talking about melodic structure. Carcassi structures the melody in 3 distinct layers. First is the bass, played with P. Second is the harmony, played with I and M. And third is the melody, played with A. In order to foreground the melodic material, I suggest playing A finger notes with a rest stroke, while the rest of your fingers are going to be playing free strokes. Looks a little something like this. Pay attention to how I'm only playing with my right hand while muting the strings with my left. Also, notice how I'm using the A finger to play rest strokes, and how I slightly change my hand position to easily play that rest stroke, and then I move back to my starting position so I can comfortably play a free stroke with my I and M finger. Also notice how I'm playing the rest stroke on beats 2 and 3, and I'm playing with my thumb on beats 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I suggest practicing this until you become more comfortable before including the left hand. This etude is in the classical style, and part of the way that we can see that is through its perfectly balanced structure. The A section is 8 measures, happens from measure 1 to measure 8. The B section is also 8 measures, happens from measure 9 to measure 16. And the A prime section, or the reprise, is again 8 measures from measure 17 to 24. Let's start with section A. Let's look at the melodic line. Remember that the melody happens on beat 2 and beat 3, where the bass plays on beat 1 and 4. This happens throughout the entire piece, except for cadential points. You can see that on measure 7, where Carcassi changes the rhythm and the melody to beats 2 and beat 4, where the bass changes to beat 1 and beat 3. This is to draw your attention into this cadential point. Let's look at it at section B. The B section has the most tension because of the pedal tones in the bass, here. He keeps consistent with the melody landing on 2 and 3, and the bass landing on 1 and 4. However, he prepares the cadence with 2 measures instead of 1, like in section A. Here, he changes the melody to land on beats 2 and 4 in measure 14 and in measure 15, 2 and 4. And he changes the bass to 1 and 3 and 1 and 3. He uses 2 measures here to draw your attention to this cadence, because this cadence is the climax of the entire piece. Now, let's look at section C. Section C, or A prime, is the reprise of the piece. Again, he remains consistent by landing the melody on beats 2 and 3, and landing the bass on beats 1 and 4. He uses 2 measures again to prep us for the cadential point. In measure 22, he changes the melody to land on beats 2, 3, and 4 this time, while only having 1 bass note on beat 1. Then, in measure 23, he uses 2 separate chord changes, which is the first time that we see this in the entire piece. He has a French augmented 6th here, and he has an E7 here. This preps us for the final cadential point in the end of the piece at measure 24. Here are 3 spots that might present a challenge while playing this piece. First is measure 5, second is measure 15, and third is measure 20. Let's start with measure 5. Here we will be playing an F sharp minor first inversion on measure 5, and then we will be playing an A sharp diminished on measure 6. Avoid the tendency to use the first finger as a bar to play A, C sharp, and F sharp, because it will be hard to transition to the A sharp diminished. I suggest using 2 and 3 on beats 4 to play the A and C sharp, because it frees your first finger to easily be able to plant on the A sharp. Also, your third finger is used as a guide finger because it doesn't leave the C sharp. Here's what it sounds like. Now let's move to measure 15. Here we will be playing a B minor first inversion on measure 15 and a C sharp major on measure 16. Again, avoid the tendency to use your first finger as a bar to play the D, F sharp, and B, because it will make it harder to transition to play the C sharp with your first finger in the next measure. Instead, I suggest using 2, 3, and 4 on D, F sharp, and B because it frees your first finger, making it easier to skip to that C sharp. Here's what it sounds like. Now, let's move on to measure 20. Here, we will be playing an A major at measure 20 and an F sharp 7 at measure 21. Avoid using 3, 2, and 1 on beat 4 for the A, C sharp, and E, and instead use 4, 3, and 2 because it allows your first finger to be easily placed on the F sharp in the next measure. This is what it sounds like. I hope you've enjoyed this instructional video. Now I will be playing the piece at concert speed.